हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, नमस्कार। दिस इज प्रोफेसर एसलाल, प्रोफेसर ऑफ मैथमेटिक्स एंड कंप्यूटिंग एंड डीन फैकल्टी ऑफ एजुकेशन एंड मेथोडोलॉजी, ज्योति विद्यापीठ वुमेन्स यूनिवर्सिटी जयपुर। In today's class, a student of BTech CS third trimester are going to learn complex variable and here it is important for me to say that in your engineering career 3C are very much important. 3C, C plus C plus C is equal to 3C. Then you can ask that what is 3C? Those who are trying to be best engineer in future, whatever may be their branch, whether they are intended to be computer science engineer, civil engineer, mechanical engineer or any other engineer, then 3C is important for them. First C is calculus, second C is complex variable, and third C is coordinate geometry. These three C are the pillars on which the roof of engineering is standing, dependent. So can you tell me that what is complex number? It was part of your study in algebra during your 11th class study, and you recall any number of the form a plus iota b, iota like a small I, any number of the form a plus iota b, where a and b both are real numbers, is said to be a complex number, provided b is not equal to 0. And generally a plus iota b is written as z is equal to a plus iota b, means a complex number here is denoted by a small z letter. This z here is a variable but a complex, so this z is complex variable. And it is very much important for here to note that this z plays a very crucial and very vital role throughout your study of complex variable. And you are much aware that through this complex analysis you are entering into the new era of mathematics and computing, where your all computational work will be run and guided by in the language of complex number. For example, area of a triangle, area of a rectangle, area of a square, area of a circle, perimeter of a circle. Each and every aspect that were being used in the real number system, in your real number analysis phenomenon of mathematics, will be coming in the arena of complex digits. Here will be 2 iota, 3 iota, 5 iota, 6 iota, minus 2 iota, and so and so. So the complex number is what? Any number of the form z is equal to a plus iota b, where b is not equal to 0 is a complex number. In the same circumstance, it is important here to discuss with you that there is a term complex conjugate. So if you are writing z is equal to a plus iota b, z is equal to a plus iota b, z is equal to a plus iota b, then z bar means like minus sign on upon z, z bar is equal to a minus iota b. So what is the definition of a complex number here? If two complex numbers be such that the real part of both of the numbers be the same, but the imaginary part differ by the sign only, in that case these both complex numbers are said to be complex conjugate to each other. So complex conjugate is R. What is complex conjugate? There are two complex numbers, there is a pair of complex number, and the real part of both of the numbers is the same, but the imaginary part is differ by sign only. I am giving you an example. Please note down. Suppose you are writing z is equal to 4 plus 5 iota. What you have written? Z plus 5 iota. Then z bar is what? 4 minus 5 iota. Here you see minutely there is a very slight difference between these two complex numbers. 4 and 4, these both are reals and both are common in these two complex numbers, and the real part 4 and 4 are the same, but there is a difference of sign. There is a difference of sign. In the first example, 4 plus iota I, 4 plus 5 iota. Here 5 is with plus, and in the another example here minus 5 iota. So what you are finding here? Real part of both of these numbers are the same, but the imaginary parts are differing by sign only. Such type of number is called complex conjugates. So z bar is the complex conjugate of z big, and a student is asking, sir, what is the complex conjugate of 1 upon 2 plus 3 iota. This is z is equal to 1 upon 2 plus 3 iota. So 1 upon 2 plus 3 iota, this is not in the standard form of a complex number. First of all, you have to convert this complex number in the form of z is equal to a plus iota b. This is the standard form. And then after converting this 1 upon 2 plus iota, 2 plus 3 iota, then only you can find its conjugate. For this, like rationalization process of your secondary level mathematics, 2 plus 3 iota, 1 upon 2 plus 3 iota, just multiplied and divided by 2 minus 3 iota and 2 minus 3 iota. Then this will be giving you what? 2 plus 3 iota. Niche, the denominator, what you will be finding? 2 plus 3 iota into 2 minus 3 iota. This is a plus b into a minus b. So this will be 2a square minus 3 iota square. So this will be 2 plus 3 iota divided by 4 plus 9, because iota square is equal to minus 1. So this will be 2 minus 3 iota by 13. So this will be what? 2 by 13 minus 3 by 13 iota. So your given number 1 upon 2 plus 3 iota is what? 2 upon 13 minus 3 upon 13. Now you can write Z bar is what? 2 upon 13 plus 3 upon 13 iota. This is the conjugate of the given complex number. This is the conjugate of the given complex number. So students, these are the some basics of complex analysis. The first session, as according to your syllabus, is definition and properties of analytic function. Definition and properties of analytic function in complex analysis. So you can understand the meaning of the term analytic. Analytic means what? If there is something hidden, if there is something suspected, if there is something not complete clear, or if someone is interested to find the actual fact hidden inside, then there is needed analysis of the fact. So in complex analysis, in your complex variable, what do you mean by complex analytic function? So this is a universal definition given in your book also, and it is online available also. So you should write what I am telling you. A function is said to be, I am giving definition of analytic function. A function is said to be analytic in the region capital T. A function is said to be analytic in the region T of complex plane small x if fx has, again I am repeating from beginning, a function is said to be analytic in the region capital T of complex plane x if fx has derivative, okay, I hope that you are noting down. Fx has derivative at each and every point of x, and fx has unique values that are, it follows one-to-one function. Means the complete setup of a complex region, the complete setup of a complex region, you are finding a certain region and you are trying to discuss about only that region to say something clearly. This is the part of the analysis of that complex number, and if you are assigning a specific value to your function fx, you are finding a unique result. Assigning a particular value, you are getting a particular value. This is the characteristic of one-one function, and I have already uploaded these things on the portal from where you can note down this study material for your knowledge, for your practice. Here I am giving an example of a complex plane. Let f is mapping from C to C, be an analytic function. Then for z is equal to x plus iota, y, let ub belongs to r to the power 2 be such that uxy is equal to real value of fz and vxy is equal to imaginary value of fz. Means with the help of z is equal to x plus iota y, you can find the real value of the function and imaginary value of the function without any loss of generality of this concept. I am giving you some details of the properties of analytic functions. What are the properties of analytic function? If someone is asking that what is the property of a gas, then you can say that gas exerts pressure. Then you can say that the volume of a gas may be measured. And some other properties also, some other physical property or chemical property on the basis of the, you can say, electronic configuration of any element or xyz. You can say that what is the property of gas, of a particular gas. In the like manner, if someone is asking you that what is the property of an analytic function, then you can say the first property is the limit of a uniformly convergent sequence of an analytic function is also an analytic function. Means if you are getting sum of each one by one term, the total sum you are getting is what? The uniformly convergent sequence of analytic function. Suppose you are taking 10 functions, f1, f2, f3, f4, f5, f6, f7, f8, f9 and f10. And all these f2, f10 are analytic functions. Then their total sum, that is the convergent form of the total functions, will also be analytic. If you take in a real number system, if you take 1 to 10 and if you add this gives 55. The sum of 10 natural numbers is giving 55, that is also a natural number. It means the sum of the natural numbers is also a natural number. So if there are given you some analytic function and if they are convergent, then the result will be also analytic and convergent. This is the first property. And the second property is that if two function fz and gz are analytic function, then their sum fz plus gz and their product fz into gz are also analytic. Means for two different analytic functions, their sum and their product will also be analytic. And the third property is if fz and gz are the two analytic functions and fz is in the domain of G for all z, then their composite gfz is also analytic function. And the fourth property is much important for you to note. The function fz is equal to 1 upon z, where z is not equal to 0, is analytic. Generally it doesn't happen in the case of natural number. 1 by 2, 1 is a natural number, 2 is a natural number, but 1 by 2 is not a natural number. Here fz is a function that is analytic, then fz is equal to 1 by z is also analytic. Bounded entire functions are constant functions. Okay, I hope you are getting. Bounded entire functions are constant function. every non-constant polynomial f pz has a root, that is there exists some z0 such that pz0 is equal to 0. If fz is an analytic function which is defined on U, then its modulus of function cannot attach its maximum in U. These are 9 and 10 properties of analytic function. I hope you should note this topic. You should note the properties, all properties of analytic function. So students, since this is the entrance of your study of mathematical field to a new dimension, means you are entering into a new domain of mathematics. So it may not be more interesting for you, but it is very much important for you. So you should try to study, you should try to revise all the things I have given you, and in case of any suspicion, in case of any problem, in case of any confusion, feel free to ask. Here I would like to share some facts about this topic, that in almost examination of GATE and in coming days after your MTech, CSIR NET for becoming assistant professor in a university or a college, the examination conducted, some topics, some small questions, some objective questions are asked from this topic, analytic function. In the next lecture, we shall discuss about harmonic function and Cauchy and Riemann equations and Cauchy and Riemann conditions. Thank you very much.